Okay, so let's do one more practice, and then we'll move on to the next topic. So what I'm going to do, get this a little neater, say I have three of these, PO4, two of those. Hydrogen, I have 3, PO4, I have 4. Over here, so this, oh yeah, I should talk that through. Remember, yeah, I could break this down. I could say that I treat this as just 2 PO4s, or phosphates, or I could say I have 2 phosphorus atoms and 8 oxygen atoms. That's what this 2 does to this. Just as this 3 says I have 3 calcium atoms. You're fine doing this, especially when I look over here. This is why I didn't worry about it, because I have PO4 over here too, and here too. So it's not breaking down and making sure I didn't write it wrong. I didn't. Okay. It's not breaking down into different components. So the way I've done it can be a little bit risky. It just needs to be something that you're comfortable with doing. Now over here though, I am going to break down, no I'm not, I'm going to leave it that way. H2PO4. I have 2 of these. Nope, changing my mind. Writing it out. The reason I'm doing that is this is in a different proportion here than it is here. So I want to be able to keep track of how I'm impacting the hydrogen. So I have hydrogen here. 2 times 2 is 4 phosphate. 2 times 1 is 1, or 2, not 1. 2 times 4 is 8. I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. We're going to break this part. Phosphorus I have 1. And over here I have 4. Phosphorus I have 2. 2 times 1 is 2. Right at the wrong spot. Phosphorus, there we go, 2. Oxygen, I have 2 times 4, 8. So now let's do our check. I have 3 calcium and only 1 here. So the first step I could do, yeah, actually let's just go ahead and do that. Because we only have the 1 piece on the other end, no matter what I at least need a 3 here. So let's do a 3 and see what happens. So I'm going to do kind of like a column in between so I can keep track of when I change my coefficients. Alright, so I'm going to multiply this by 3, and this is going to change everything, right? So it's going to be 3 times this is, 3 times 1 is 3. Now let's come over here. Now I have 3 times 2 of these, so I actually have 6 of this acid. So 6 times 2, I now have 12 hydrogen. 6 times the phosphorus is 6. And 6 times the 4 is 24 oxygen. So let's make sure that you understand what that is, so why I just did what I did. So if I'm adding, let me move this up. If I say 3 of these guys, H2PO4, 2, what I actually am saying is I have Ca H2PO4, 2 Ca H2PO4, 2. Take that 3 away. I'm saying I have 3 of these whole, 3 of these whole molecules. So if I independently add them up, 2 times 4 would be 8 oxygen. 2 times 1 is 2 phosphorus. 2 times 2 is 4 hydrogen. And then 1 calcium. So if I multiply all those numbers by 3, that gives me 3, 12, 6, 24. See the pattern? So it's important to know what the coefficients in front of this do to this whole thing. And this is exactly what we just did here. So let's go back. Now, I have 3 calcium, we're good. How am I doing on my phosphorus? Uh-oh. I have 2, 3 here, but 6 here. Bummer. What's going to be the easier one? So let's keep going and see if anything pops out is easy to deal with. I have 8, 12 oxygen, and I have 24, so I definitely need at least 2 times the amount. So if I went 2 times that, would be 16, plus that, it would be 20, which would still leave me short. Bummer. Oh, I must have picked a hard example, didn't I? Okay, so that won't work. But how am I doing on my hydrogen? Because this is going to be the next easy target. This has to increase. I only have 3 here, and I have 12 here. So no matter what, I need to multiply this guy by 4. So let's see what happens if I do that. That means that I have my 12 hydrogen, which is what I need. Then it'd be 4 times the 1 phosphorus, gives me 4 there. That little line. And then 4 times my 4 oxygen gives me 16. Alright, so now I know that I have enough hydrogen, 12 and 12, good. What about my phosphorus? I have 6 on this side, and now 4, 6. Okay, that's good. 24 oxygen, and I am 16, 24. Bam! We are balanced. Look at that. I thought we were going to have to go a couple more steps. We didn't. So let's write this out. Yes, I do get that excited. Alright, so Ca3, PO4, 2. Remember, we didn't have any coefficients, go with that. Plus 4 of those, 4 H3PO4, goes to, and we said we need to multiply that by 3. 3 Ca H2PO4, 2. So now let's talk through some of the logic that I use there. Actually, let's double check our work. So I have 8 oxygen here, plus 16, 24. I have 8 times 3, 24. Oxygens are good. Our phosphorus are 2 times 3 is 6. Over here I have 4 plus 2 is 6. Good, so we're good on those. Hydrogen, I have 4 times 3 is 12. 12, beautiful. Calcium, I have 3. 3, perfect. So the logic that I do on these is go after what I know I must increase. So you'll notice that the first thing I did is come over here when I realized we were going to be short on our oxygen, and I was tempted to add something in front of this molecule instead of adding something in front of that. But when I realized there was no easy fix for that, I moved on before making any changes. Then I noticed, I thought, okay, wait, I only have hydrogen in one place here, and only in one place here, and that number had increased to 12 on this side. So no matter what, this had to go up by 4. So I'm going to start with what has to change. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's got to change. So that's why I started with that. Go from there and then double check and see where you're standing with everything. And if it balances, you're done. It would have been really easy to get sucked into doing that one first, and then you have to go back and make life better. And so there you go. That's exciting. It looked like it was going to be ugly.